breaking news this morning. Prince Harry promised to slay dragons at Rupert Murdoch's UK tabloids, but this morning he instead settled for an apology and a large sum of money. Is Prince Harry actually a dragon slayer or a hypocrite? Welcome to Popcorn Palace. I am Andy Signor, up early to react to this news, which we did see coming. Prince Harry has settled his case against Rupert Murdoch's UK tabloids for an apology, and a legit apology for the first time he got Rupert Murdoch's team to admit unlawful activities at The Sun, but also a large sum of money. And yeah, most of you are feeling that that's why he did this. They're running out of money. And I don't doubt that, but that hasn't stopped Harry from hailing this as a monumental win, yada, yada, yada. But to look at the apology, here it is. He did get them to offer a full and unequivocal apology for the serious intrusion by The Sun between those dates and into his private life, including incidents of unlawful activities carried out by private investigators working for The Sun. That's a pretty big get. It is the first time Murdoch's had to admit unlawful activities at one of his big publications like this that are still running. NGN also offered an unequivocal apology to the Duke for the phone hacking, surveillance, and misuse of private information by journalists and private investigators instructed by them at News of the World. Now, News of the World did get shut down, and we've already sort of acknowledged that was taken down. The Sun, though, however, had always sort of been able to walk by without ever admitting anything unlawful. And Harry did get that. And that's ultimately what this is about, I think, in his mind. Well, it's definitely about the money. Don't get me wrong. Of course it's about the money. Let's go back to his most recent sort of comment on this. I want to watch this again to sort of see it from Harry's own words.
You said, I began to think at some point that Murdoch was evil. You've had very strong words about Rupert Murdoch and what you think he did in this phone hacking scandal. What is the goal of this lawsuit, which has been ongoing now for a very, very long time?
The goal is accountability. It's really that simple.
But what does that mean?
That means that, unfortunately, the scale of the cover-up is so large that people need to see it for themselves. And the legal system within the UK is very different to I don't know how different it is to here, but there is a system which is set up where if you are offered more money as a settlement than you would ever get in court, then you're forced to have to settle. So there's no justice for any of these claimants, of which now stands at about 1,300 claimants.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I was going to say 1,300 people, from what I've read, have settled with the Murdoch folks. And of the 40 claimants that originally joined with you in this action, it's down to now 2. Yeah. There are some reports that suggest that even if you win in court, the amount that would be awarded to you would be less than what you could have gotten by settling.
I mean, 100 times over.
100 times over.
Even if or when we win, I'm still liable for the legal costs of both sides.
That's a very important part to not forget, which I'm told could be 40 million pounds. It's a lot of money. I don't think Harry's got 40 million pounds lying around that then he's suddenly stuck with. And if he makes 8 million, 10 million, 12 million, 20 million bucks, that's still, 40 million he's got to pay the other side and also his own lawyers. As much as we want to rag on Harry, that is a point we can't just ignore. And I can't ignore. I see the problem here. But Harry did this to himself.
And so you think that everybody's just settled because it just doesn't make any economic sense to continue?
No, I know why people have settled. They've settled because they've had to settle. So therefore, one of the main reasons for seeing this through is accountability, because I'm the last person that can actually achieve that, and also closure for these 1,300 people and families.
Now, that's what he actually said. He didn't say, I'm not going to settle. He said it's for accountability. Now, is this apology accountability enough? As reporting does suggest here in Reuters, as I was going down here, they lay out the statement from Harry and how it's fun, they're happy, etc. Prince said the reason he had not settled was because his lawsuit was not about money, but because he wanted publishers, executives, and editors to be held account and admit their wrongdoing. However, NGN's apology made no direct reference to the actions of its senior figures. Prince Harry and Tom Watson join others in calling for the police and Parliament to investigate not only the unlawful activity that's now finally been admitted, but the perjury and cover-ups along the way, their statement said. Now, that's the angle I think he's going for, at least his team sort of tried to justify. This is why we settle. Financially, you're going to be ruined if you don't settle. And even if you win or lose, you're ruined. And by the way, if we get them to admit fault legally, then we can push for an actual investigation into what really went down, what was the unlawful activity. And that's where, this, I think they are hoping this goes, is the only sort of justification I can say. So there's a part of me that, yeah, look, there is a reason he settled, and I can understand why he had to settle. However, the hypocrisy still stands, and I hear it from all you guys, and I see it because, yeah, Prince William did the same thing. Prince William got a very large sum in the phone hacking settlement, and that's what Prince Harry called the secret, the secret settlement. They got a secret settlement back in the day, and that's what stopped, Harry from being able to do this. And as the details came out, the reason this whole secret settlement was made was because of Tampon Gate. There was a lot of sort of private and really disgusting stuff that the Queen didn't want put out in the world. And yeah, they agreed to do this at the time for a sum of money, but also to sort of, there was an apology. And as I was looking, there were arrests. People were arrested when News of the World got shut down. This was back in 2000 something. This all did happen at a point, and William was part of it. And William was really pushing and did this. But William got an apology, got some money. Harry didn't settle. Harry needed to continue. And there was a provision that Harry assumed that they couldn't because the royal family made a deal that they were holding out. And that's where all this sort of, this is where I really can see the hypocrisy. The fact that both brothers did this because they both lost their mom to the press. They both got hacked. William, for the greater good of the family, didn't want to keep putting more and more dirt and salacious stuff out into the world. He did listen to the family and followed up. And yes, they did make an agreement that the royal family wouldn't go sue them again, which is common in legal cases. When you take a deal, you can't take a deal and then go back and sue them again. So it makes sense why William and the family would make such a deal. They took that deal and they moved on. Harry insisted, well, now, no, they stopped me from being able to do it, and I'm not part of the royal family now, yada, yada. I'm following through. I'm seeing this through. I'm slaying the dragons was what he said, which was literally a quote. Slaying dragons was something he actually put out there. What they say when you slay dragons, you can get burned was the infamous quote. I've been told slaying dragons will get you burned, but in the light of today's victory and the importance of doing what is needed for a free and honest press, it is a worthwhile price to pay. The mission continues. And so ultimately, Harry's own hubris and insistence that this was something he was going to see through is the actual word. Not that he wasn't going to settle, but that the mission continues and he's going to see this through, and the importance for a free and honest press. Did he achieve that with this apology? No, he didn't. Accountability to all the people who did all the corruption would be the actual accountability. So the fact that he called out his brother for secret settlements and sort of made him look skeevy and all that stuff, to me, and now he's doing the same thing, is problematic. And also, let's not forget, for those of you, again, I'm taking this as truth. Hopefully it is. This is from a Reddit thread, but that William, but I've heard this before, so back me up, chat. William donated the money that he received into Invictus. So all the money that William did make from the win was all donated. And that's the thing now that Harry's seen through and following through. But remember, William helped it as well in the beginning. And will Harry do the same thing? Where's the substantial sum of money that Harry just won gonna go? Now, obviously, he's got to pay his lawyers, and those are not cheap. So I imagine that's got to go first. Respectfully, understood that. But where's the rest of the money go? Was this about cashing in? That's what a lot of people out there are trying to say. As I saw Sue Smith out there, this was always about money's running out. They had to settle in order to support the lifestyle. I don't disagree with her. There's definitely a part of this, but I can also understand and see if you're now suddenly on the hook, you win $20 million. Woohoo! Seems like a great payday. But then you have to pay $40 million to the villain's legal team. In addition to your own legal team, you're now in debt, winning the battle. And clearly we know Harry doesn't have that much money. So look, there's a part of me that understands what he's doing here. There's a part of me that says, yeah, he got the headline he wanted. He got them to apologize. Beyond apologizing, he got them to admit to illegal activity. And now he can go through the legal routes to say, look, police, they admitted it. Now, will they? Probably not. But now at least there's a reason to look into a proper investigation. It's been so long now, though. Good luck. But at the end of the day, I could see a little bit where he's coming from. However, when it comes to criticizing his brother and calling him out for the secret payments and how dare he settle, Harry, you look like a freaking hypocrite. Absolutely. This is a bad look. And I'm sure part of the reason why William is so fed up with his brother of just like, why are you still doing this, dude? Why did you bring... Harry was on the stand having to talk about Tampon Gate again. I'm not going to go in it because it's embarrassing enough that we are still talking about it because he couldn't let it go. Harry was on there on the stand saying the institution was incredibly nervous about this and wanted to avoid at all costs a sort of reputational damage it had suffered in 93 when the Sun and another tabloid had unlawfully obtained and published details of an intimate telephone conversation that took place between my father and stepmother in 1989 while he was still married to my mother. This is he still is angry about it. And what part of me can understand it. He's still mad that his father cheated on his mother, who's no longer here, with Camilla, who he clearly doesn't like. It seems obvious. Harry's not a huge fan of Camilla. He's being nice probably now, but I think he enjoyed sort of reminding everybody, Dad, let's not forget what you did to Mom. And so all of this is, again, Harry having to put it all out there and betray his the family. And coming to Piers Morgan's response, so moral crusader Prince Harry took the cash. Will he now be issuing a full and unequivocal apology to the royal family for his own serious intrusion into their lives for personal financial gain? Good points. Or is royal intrusion absolutely fine when he does it? What a hypocrite. Look, I can't deny Pierce's comment there. He's spot on. Harry has done, invaded his family's privacy as what? Two wrongs make a right, Harry? This doesn't make any sense. He's an absolute hypocrite to me. I can understand why he took this settlement because financially, I don't know how he could afford not to. So there's a part of me that doesn't feel so like ashamed that he did it. But you did this to yourself, Harry. So yeah, you made a good move, probably the best move you could have financially made, and got your apology and admission. Fine, but you're still a hypocrite. So in a way, both are true. He slayed dragons. He let's not say he didn't slay the dragon. He what is the scarred a little bit, like finger scratched. He finger scratched a dragon and is still a hypocrite. That's my verdict, but I'm curious what you guys think. You may be more passionately against it. I wanted to try to be fair as we always are. So hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for all alerts if you like fair coverage of this topic. Leave the comments down below. I want to hear your thoughts. Is there something I missed? Educate me down below. Sometimes you guys do obviously know a little bit more of me as I'm still only about a year into this royal reporting. But that's my take. I want to hear your thoughts. We got a lot more coming here on Popcorn Palace, so stay tuned. And don't miss these updates over on Planet about Blake Lively. Yikes.